Welcome to Kurt's Home Living. I'm going to prepare for you today some ahi tuna, seared with a shrimp sauce over the top with cauliflower rice and French style green beans. These are the ingredients used in today's meal. Welcome to Kurt's Home Living. Today I'm going to prepare some ahi tuna steaks, some fresh French style green beans, and some rice made out of cauliflower. Just going to get here and break all of this off. Once we get all of this off, the stalks, we're going to rinse the whole head off, and then we're also going to rinse and strain it after we cut it into the rice. I'm going to save these stalks. They can be cut up and put into soups. Break it up and rinse as we go. Hot water. Rinsing these cauliflowers, making them into bite-sized chunks so they can go on the mandolin. It's not the easiest thing to do on this. I usually do it in a food processor, but I thought I would try my new toy out. I think I'm going to go back to the food processor. This cauliflower is all over the place. As I said, I'm just going to take my knife and try to cut this into the rice size pieces. This excess, I'm not trying to waste anything. I am going to cut and freeze the stalks and the leaves. I thoroughly clean and chop all the stalks and leaves. I bag them up, label them, and then I can use them at a later time in the stock for vegetables or soups and stews. I can put that in my veggie stock. Tried best to mimic rice. Got a few pieces that look like shredded mozzarella, but it'll work. All right, well, that's how we grate our cauliflower up to make our rice. I have some vegetable broth that I had sitting in the cupboard. I have some of my Thai hot paprika, some of my homemade ginger, lemon pepper, regular paprika. I have some fresh and some dry shrimp. Then I'll be creating a sauce to go over the rice and the tuna. I have some onions here, a couple cloves of garlic, some red and orange sweet peppers, and I also have some beetroot in here that I'm gonna be using for my sauce. Some butter, some cornstarch for thickening, and let's get started. I have a little bit of water in this pot over here for the rice. I'm gonna crank it on. And I have a cup of water, or I don't, but I will have a cup of water for the green beans. I'm gonna just slightly steam them. We still want them a little crispy. I mean, with a little crunch to them. You want to add some. Actually, we're just going to get this pan real hot. We're not going to put any oil on it, but we are going to oil our ahi tuna steaks. We want to throw some ginger on here. I'll be doing a video of how I dry these gingers and garlics and make my pepper and all of that stuff. Just stay tuned. Just a little bit of this pepper. This is from my Thai chili peppers that I grew. Sorry for the noise. We're also going to put a little salt on here. And some Szechuan pepper. I'm going to take you all over the globe today. I also have some allspice berries that we're going to use in our sauce. And we're going to go ahead and put this cauliflower rice in here. We're just going to cook this like regular rice. It's carrying a lot of water, so we don't need that much water in it. I'm going to turn this down. Put a lid on it. Just let it go for now. I'll just turn that on. Get this stuff chopped up here. Put my berries back here. We're going to sear these tuna steaks off, and then we're going to take them out, and then later on put them back in our sauce to finish the cooking out. Almost like poaching them in the sauce. These are the root beet stems from a previous video, and I said I was going to be doing another video with these. And this is it. cut these peppers into rings. I want to go ahead and put our green beans in. This pan is really hot right here. I want to put a top on this. I want to put in these green beans and salt and pepper. Maybe a little garlic powder. And towards the end, we're going to put a little butter in there. It seems like I'm putting a lot in there, but that thing comes out kind of slow. We're going to go in with our salmon steaks. It's not salmon steaks, Kirk. It's ahi tuna steaks. No oil on the pan. Give us a nice sear on that. All right, it's time to flip these salmon cakes. Excuse me, ahi tuna steaks. I'm gonna rinse this bowl and put them right back in here. So that's all we want on that. The nice sear on both sides. One thing you don't want to do is overcook your ahi tuna. We're going to go with a little bit of olive oil in here. First we have to cut our shrimp. I want the ahi tuna to be the star of the show. I don't want the tuna to overshine.
Shrimp.
Tuna is just going to be, not tuna. The shrimp is going to just be to highlight the sauce, to go over the top of the ahi tuna. So we're going to cut this into little small pieces. Along with the dry shrimp, which is going to add salt and flavor to the sauce. You can find the dry shrimp at any Asian market. Always good to keep in your cupboard. For chili paste and curries and things like that. So we're going to go in with our veggies. I'm going to add a little bit of butter in here. And a little bit of butter in these cauliflower. Some salt in the cauliflower. Some pepper. We're going to treat it just like rice. Okay, we're going to add just a little bit of vegetable stock to this. crank this fire up a little bit back there. We'll go with our shrimp. Our allspice berries.
In Jamaica, they call the allspice
Popular in
berry
Jamaica. They
pimenta
cook everything
berry
with those
or
allspice
seed.
seeds, berries. We're going to create like a roux here.
I'm going to need another drizzle of olive oil and another pat of butter. If you don't cook with butter, you can always use extra virgin olive oil.
We're going to create like a roux here. I'm going to add our 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Check these beans. Now we're going to add a little butter to those beans. Cauliflower is messy, got all in the stove. This looks like a shrimp. Next time I do that cauliflower, I'm going to do it in a food processor like I usually do it. One thing about a roux, you have to keep stirring it. There's basically 3 types of roux: a blonde roux, a peanut buttery colored roux, and a darker roux, like for gumbo and things like that. Roux is very popular in New Orleans for Creoles and etouffees, gumbos. I'm not going to add any salt or anything yet. Let salt with those dry shrimps. Let's give this a check. Looking good. You have to remember not to use these spoons for my non-stick stuff. And that's looking pretty good. Like some buttered rice. This is going to be between a blonde roux and a peanut butter roux. go in with a broth. I'm gonna turn these off. Bring this to a boil. Let's see what kind of flavor we have in there.
I never used this brand of vegetable stock, so I had to taste to see if it was salty or not.
Doesn't need any salt. I'm gonna add a little dab of all-purpose liquid Maggi.
Maggi is soy sauce on steroids, packed with flavor.
Couple drops. It's like a soy sauce on steroids. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more butter to our rice. We're just going to let this, shut this off and let this sit. Those two things are done. This is looking pretty good. Let's get a taste on this. Tastes pretty good. Just let it thicken up a little bit. Stuff's thickening up pretty good here. Everything else is done. Okay, we're going to sit our ahi tuna in here. This is going to finish cooking in here. We're going to turn this fire all the way down. Put a top on it. And we're going to start putting this stuff in bowls. Same bowl that I had the green beans in, I'm gonna put them right back in there. Just rinse it out. I had fully rinsed and cleaned those green beans, cauliflower.
And the ahi tuna was cleaned with salt and vinegar.
We're gonna add a little bit to our fish. That's about all we want on this tuna. We're gonna just flip it over one time. Actually, no, this is all we want. You can call this a meal. And here you have it. Seared ahi tuna with a shrimp sauce. French style green beans, fresh. And a rice made from cauliflower. Delicious. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy.
Ah, here it goes. One of the better meatless meals that you'll ever eat. Pan-seared ahi tuna with a shrimp sauce over some cauliflower rice and some steamed French green beans. And look at the first forkful. Perfect color, cooked to perfection. Thanks for watching Kurt's Home Living. Ahi Tuna.